Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Cravin Cowboys. As you know, it's your girl Mickey. I was gonna go ahead and jump right into it. Like, I just want to give my quick thoughts on. Of course, you guys, the Cowboys win over the Seahawks this past Thursday. Of course, the first game of Week 13. As we before we get started with the rest of Week 13 versus today, I just want to kind of jump in, give my quick thoughts of how I think we played, and of course, as you guys know, I think we played phenomenally. Of course, the league is just talking about, everyone's reactions to how Dak played, pretty much how he put the team on his back, put the game on his back really, and just showed out really all game. And, as you guys saw, we had 2 8-point deficits. Just being in previous years, we were, me personally, and I'm sure other fans would really kind of get panicked, in those times. Like, I know I was really coming, going in the second half, I would have been nervous. I would, still kind of have faith in the defense. Just kind of wanted to see how they come out. And as we know, going in, seeing previous games in the season, we haven't really been a strong third quarter team. So just seeing how they were, it did allow Seattle to, I think they called it the double during the game where they were able to capitalize on the time they had left right before the half, and able to come out and score on us on their opening drive. So it was, once again, the defense not being able to stop the opposing team on opening drives continues to be kind of a thorn in their side. And hopefully, especially with this schedule of teams they have coming up, hopefully they can change that, because that's going to be something important, as we know. And just kind of point out with the same thing, on the Cowboys side, as we see our opening drive, our initial strike, in both halves, and especially with the opening drive of the game, this is very important just to see how these guys come out. As you see, we did come out with points. We did come out with a field goal, but it's very important for us to be able to our team, because as we can see, those initial drives are very important. Even though we did get the field goal, we saw Seattle come back and pretty much strike. We saw, I think, went, I think they were the 30-yard line. His pass to DK, as we know, went to the end zone. We've seen them come out aggressive as we did against Washington. They went deep on us as we came out and we deep on Washington. So we're seeing that, we can't afford to take chances here, pretty much from this here on out, going to the stretch of schedule that we have. It's good to see them kind of aggressive, and it's good to see them get points on the initial side, but those initial drives are very important. Before I go any further, let's welcome everybody to the chat. Okay, first one in the building, JB. What's up? How you doing, fam? Hey, and my other fam, Jameson Taylor. Good to see you. Hope you're doing very well. I don't know. I never have to really share this, but me and Jameson in contact, through IG. So I did just, kind of see it as they go. Make sure you guys keep him in your prayers. As you guys, he goes for dialysis. He kind of goes through tough times every now and then. Make sure you guys keep him in your prayers. Yeah. He says he's still tired. Mike C, new face in the building. What's up? How you doing? He says nice background. Never seen the channel. Hey, good to see you, fam. Thanks for joining me. I usually never really join this early in the morning, because usually I'm, kind of resting from work. I kind of wanted to jump on last night, but I kind of got off a little bit late. As you know, that the holiday season kind of keeps me a little bit busy with work. So I just want to kind of give my thoughts. I know we have, a long stretch coming up before we have our next game against Philly. So I just kind of, before the rest of like I said, before the rest of the football games, I kind of want to give my thoughts, on our game before we jump. Before it gets too further down the line, you know what I mean? Tyrone Church in the building. What's up, man? How you doing? Good to see you. Yeah, definitely, Mike C. And you guys heard, I'm sure you guys saw the post game the Dak did with the Thursday night stream on Prime. That you guys heard the fans chanting MVP for Dak, and it's definitely well earned. And really, if he keeps playing, up to this point, they're saying right now he's second in MVP stand behind Hurts. So that the game we have against them coming up is going to be very big. And of course, coming up, how Dak played, how Hurts played as well, because he's essentially comparing his skills. Unfortunately, last week, he was the one who scored. He did take the field and he scored, the winning touchdown. So he is due that credit. So it's definitely going to come down to. I think I heard this morning. I think on fucking Cowboys. saying that it's going to come down to who wins the division and who can carry their team. Spin the Poppy in the building. What's up? How you doing, fam? How you doing? Yeah, Dark Side Dak MVP. Yeah, I like that, Kyron. Yeah, I like that because and we saw Dak kind of flexing in this game, kind of and that's not something we always see. Dak kind of stays humble. He kind of stays he's the one breaking up fights. Guys with each other. We saw him kind of stepping on third, kind of going back and forth with Adam. So he's the one kind of trying to break things up. Dak is definitely showing, what I think is his true side, not just off the field, with the media and how he gives his pressers now, but also on the field, we kind of see his, they kind of talked about it in training camp, how he was, trash talking with Diggs and, with the rest of the team, with the defense just in general. So it's kind of good to see that, kind of come out, really just, in front of everybody, in front of the league, everyone kind of, getting the chance to see what, we got to see kind of under wraps, so actually started. Yeah, I agree with you, JB. Yeah, Dak is way better than Hurts. I definitely agree with you. But Hurts definitely, there are times where I'm impressed, where he's on his back and makes throws that I didn't expect him to throw. You know what I'm saying? And, I think there was a play early in the season where the guy, I think, had both hands on him. He held them off with, with one hand and was able to complete a pass. So he does make, plays like that. But it's definitely good to see that. Spinner says I have an echo. Let me know if it's better. Let me know if the sound is better. Let me know if you guys hear me. East side, of course, in the building. He said it hurts. He's the 49ers. He deserves the MVP. It's a little bit early, as far as MVP standings, as far as trying to determine who's going to be MVP. But I mean, I could get that. 49ers are definitely a tough team. They're definitely getting back, to their early group they had early in the season. So, we could kind of give him credit that does give him a step further, in the MVP race. But, there's still a lot of, I think about 5 games left. So there's still, and playoffs. So it's, it's really yet to be seen. Eastside says Dak didn't against San Fran or Philly. You're right about San Fran, but Philly, he was right in the game. Of course, we know we didn't lose that game, but Dak. As you all know, Dak outplayed us. So, we didn't have to flex on, visually. I think he flexed on visually. And of course, my other girl in the lockdown. What's up? How you doing? Good. Everybody sees the Eagles D could beat them and shut them down. Is that Hurts doing stats matter? And yeah, exactly. Let them know, Mike. And we even seen in these past couple games, even Hurts admitted, I'm not sure if it was the Buffalo game or the game prior to that, but he admitted that the offense, that even he himself didn't play horrible. They didn't play well at all. The defense had those games, so he admitted, those stats matter. Even early in the past game, he didn't have very good stats. He was able to make the game touchdown. So yeah, and have the stats. Those situations matter as well. So Mike C says Harold Hurts lost to the Jets and almost 2 times to Washington no names. Yeah, exactly. And they took it to overtime in the first time and almost there went to overtime in the second game. But Philly was able to win in that last drive, to be able to seal them out. So, and we know Washington always gives Philadelphia trouble, especially when they have a spot. They did, lose a couple of players. Over this past season, but last season as well, Washington gave Philadelphia the first loss and defeated. So we know they get in trouble. And I was kind of just being honest, kind of being down on Philly's remaining schedule. Because they do face the Giants twice. But I was kind of like, Giants have nothing really to fight for, this, that, and the third. But hey, they're getting a new quarterback in DeVito. So he's trying to prove something, and he beat Washington. Like I said, I'm saying that I don't think they have nothing to play for, but it's very doubtful that but just seeing that it's divisional, they're going to prove something. I believe the Giants, did I think go back to Philly last year. So and like I said, they still have Barkley, still making a stretch, going down late, going down late in the season. Being able to face them this late. So I think that's going to make a difference when they do eventually play. So I'm going to go ahead and jump on my show. Like I said, just some quick thoughts. Of course, we saw Dak show a lot of resilience. the Seattle team. As we see, the Seahawks came to play. They were playing it all right now. And they were plays that they were expecting. You know what I'm saying? Like I mentioned earlier, they were behind 8 points 2 times in the second half. So to be able to, and like I said, in previous years, there have been times where I would have, been kind of give up or say, oh, we're not going to win this game, or there's no way that, that we can, come back, especially with 2 possessions. I know, we did come back, we did come, with the second, 2 quarter late, late in the game, but even just being down, once again in the fourth quarter. Saying late in the quarter, being able to snap that lead at the last minute, I think with less than 5 minutes left. That's big. That's a big step, I think, for our Cowboys. Showing them that much resilience, like as you guys see, fourth down stops late, and they do come in. We always give Jamie problems. I'm saying with how he plays, but he came through those big stops on back-to-back drives. Of course, we know what Tank came through that big stop on the defense. 4th and 1, and Charbonnet was running hard all night, so it's very and D-Law's been playing very well all season. But just for him to come through, really with his specialty, the run defense, and make that critical stop, be able to cross up the guy in front of him and make that play, is very huge. Stephen White in the building. How you doing, fam? It's been a while since I've seen you. Very good to see you, man. Yeah. They definitely outplay Hurts, and so far really outplaying Hurts in general, because as we see, Eagles, they still haven't really played a complete game, but just seeing that that Hurts is able to pull them through some of those situations that just show that he is an essential part of their team, but even still, he has a lot of turnovers this year, and they're not really a big conversation, but. That is something that's going to be as fumbles. He's been throwing interceptions, so I think that's going to be something that just how last year was for Dak. That became, I'm not going to say it became a part of this game, but that became something that did have an effect on this game, and we're seeing that even this late in the season is still somewhat having an effect on Jalen Hurts' game. So that may be that 49ers are fast and physical, so that could be something that could be kind of impacting their game today. Yeah. I seen a report about 5 minutes ago on Twitter as well that Dak. Of course, we already knew that Dak was going to have the contract even off. But now with his play being up to another level, that's definitely going to be another competition that they're going to have. As you guys see listed here, this is the third game this season decided by one score. The Cowboys are 2-1 in those games. As I mentioned earlier, the Eagles having that one turnover, coming through the interception at the right moment. I think, not just him having the turnover, of course, that's what he's been known for, but to have it in that moment, at that precise moment, he really needed it. You know what I mean? In that moment, to be able to make up for his first half. That's what he needed. But the same token, it's DK Metcalf. We expect for them to be able to have that kind of first half with Bland. Bland did struggle for them to be able to have that interception in that moment, especially if he needed, another possession. He really did steal that possession from the Seahawks. So it's just good to see that that be able to take the team on his back and be able to continue to win streak at home, and hopefully be able to, hopefully this is another step, forward in the direction of be able to have them, some kind of home kind of advantage to play number one spot, and hopefully be able to take control, number one, not just of the division, but also be able to take control, of really having those. Yeah, exactly. Once we extend Dak, we have more cap room and lock down 88 and 11. Yeah, exactly. And also some other players who could be key to this offense. Like I was mentioning in my last show with, Tyler Biadasz, we need a contract. We also signed other guys. But hopefully some of these, maybe smaller, smaller guys, but it's maybe smaller contracts. Be able to improve this extension. course, I don't know if you guys saw the press saw Michael Parsons post game interview, but of course, it's been reading, in the league that that, and even Dak said in his press conference, I think last game or even this game, that teams play as different. Like Michael Parsons said, no team plays the same as he kind of put him in the spot saying they saw different looks from the Seahawks that seen that weren't on film. Really getting the ball out quick, playing a lot of pass games. I'm saying, even just those check down, checking down a lot to the running back. But we did see a lot for sure. But they do take long runs, you know what I mean? And even some balls that I personally thought were throwaways. Like I thought that I think it was like half either second or third touchdown in the end zone where it just looked like Gino was just throwing the ball up. He ended up like a tight end would in the end zone. You know what I'm saying? So I was very surprised to see that touchdown. So like Michael said, teams play as different. There's other things that kind of stood out to me watching the game back. That not saying the Seahawks were kind of showing out, but we saw, like I said, they were going at DK heavy, targeting Bland, but giving DK that big game, or even he joked about not having that many touchdowns, Bland having more touchdowns than him. So I don't think it's a coincidence that number one, Bland was covering him, and then they targeted DK for him to get his touchdowns up. You know what I'm saying? So I just thought that was, and then he seen after I think the first touchdown celebration, he was in ASL signing, standing on business, doing that kind of celebration in the camera. See what I'm saying? So we have things like that. Even later in the game, Noah Fant coming through with a touchdown. When even prior to this game, he had 0 touchdowns, and even now he still has 0 touchdown because Mike Proctor wasn't able to call that timeout before the play was run. So seeing him then trying to get him a touchdown. We have his cousin on the team, and we're gonna race with him. And I don't even know if he got a snap out there. Maybe on special teams, but I don't know if I saw him out there. And then also Gino having a quarterback draw when they were able to. I think that was their first drive in the second half, where Gino went up to that quarterback draw, and that was his first rushing touchdown. All these, they kind of put out all the stops. Like Seattle really came to play, and it's granted that they played a very strong physical game against us. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of as you know, the defense allowed 35 points for San Diego. They allowed over 300 yards in passing alone. One thing I will credit them is that they were able to fix the run defense. They only allowed 72 yards. That's huge. For them, I think the last 2 or 3 games have been over 100 yards. These Panthers in Washington have been over 100-yard rushing games. So maybe keep the running backs. I know Kenneth Walker was out. I know that. I'm sure that was a factor for Seattle, and the O-line hasn't really been playing that well. So for us to be able to step up in that aspect, I think that's definitely a step. Our secondary definitely allowing them to throw the pass. Allowing them to throw the pass, especially because the teams are going to be playing up soon and in the playoffs. It definitely isn't a good look. We look at you guys. Some of you guys commented. What's up, Tavis in the building? How you doing, fam? Very good to see you. I said turn the mic up, okay? How you doing, fam? Let me know if you guys can hear me better. Yeah, like Mike said, make sure you guys hit the like button. Make sure you guys hit that share button. Share on Twitter, share on IG. Just let everybody know I'm live. I appreciate that, you guys. Make sure you guys hit like. Yeah, I think I agree. I think David mentioned that in my last show that we were drafting another stronger person. Still drafting someone. I think Johns is a good staple right now. And I think he's still kind of learning his way. I'm saying he has had a tough season this year. But I do still like the way he's playing, and that he does kind of he is effective in his O line. When they those combo blocks that he is able to pick up with that are really effective. Able to create great lanes. Even last night he was able to create him and Tyler Smith. We were able to create a great lane, but there was times where him and Tyler was even throughout the season. Definitely it always get the short. A double R in the building. What's good, fam? Good to see you. Yeah, Gino was definitely dropping dimes. Yeah, definitely that. And we even seen, and it was just last year where I think he won Comeback Player of the Year. So it's not like it was a surprise. I think it was just more. I think it was a surprise for them because he wasn't really playing that well this year. So for them, of course, Cowboys, have a comeback game, if you will. They're playing after a 3-game slump. And granted, they have played, they were playing the 49ers, I think, and of course they play tough against them before they play them. I think one more time coming up late in the season. So and they always, and I think they have 4, I think sacks on, in that game alone. So and that offensive line was having trouble. That's granted that, but that's just something that comes with playing them in that division. And they have an O-line. They didn't have an O-line problem all year. So for Gino to put the number 1 play different. Let me see. Let me get my mic right there. All right, let me know if you guys can hear me. Okay, Stephen White says, "Hold on, got 15 yards. No way to utilize him more as a ball carrier." Yeah, I agree, and I like that they're using him more in blocking. And I think that that's something that gives him, better, better equipped later on down the line when we do need him to obviously on goal line situations if we decide to include him. I think that, or really just getting him, and even Schoonmaker too. I like that we're getting him. We are giving him the ball. I think he had 1 target. I think he had 1 catch this past game, but just continuing to use him in blocking, I think that's going to be good because kind of gets him able to get his feet underneath him. I think that improves his game because he was struggling early. And now we see him, getting carries. We see him breaking tackles. I'm saying? I think that, I think it's improving his game. Yeah, Mike, she said Cowboys always get every team's best shot, and I think everybody forgets. Those are 3 games in 12 games. 3 games in 12 games. Nobody ever talked about that. Yeah, and Seattle was on the same. Seattle was on the same stretch as we saw. Seattle had pretty much about the same amount of penalties and penalty yards as we did. So it's it's interesting just to see that we kind of talked about that last week before in my previous show that they were on the same stretch of games and that just seeing how tired they were and we kind of really Seattle was kind of a mirror of us the other night. We saw they had a high power offense. They were coming out striking. They were coming out being aggressive, going to the field early, and their defense, kind of struggled. With what we were giving. And see, I'll be real with y'all. I think we were just. I'm not gonna say we were lucky because their defense did play us tough. The secondary was definitely tough. I think we were. I think we were fortunate that they didn't have a stronger front 7 because I think and granted Dak did. I think he got sacked 4 times. Took I think 2 or 3 quarterback hits, so even I think maybe 6 quarterback hits. I'm not sure of the number, but he did take quite a bit of pressure. And I think, and of course, we know the O-line didn't play the greatest last game, but I just think that there were some Dak was able to take advantage of situations. I think a stronger defense definitely would have gave us even more trouble. Yeah. They're all supposed to lose the week. Yeah, it's just DK Metcalf. And actually, now that you made that point, Tavis, I think something I thought of this morning before I came on the show was that I think this was a great game for us, really to prepare us for Philly that we have coming up. Because I think I was talking about this with my dad that kind of the physical, kind of big wide receiver that DK Metcalf is, and even though we did already play Philly. But we just being able, I think that we can learn lessons, of course, and we see that Dan Quinn adjusted at halftime, putting on DK Metcalf up, and I think that we were able to keep him just to 26 yards in the second half alone. So just seeing that much of a difference. Yeah, he was able to get a touchdown, but like we talked about that DK, they're going to target DK, and he's going to get his. When you go at DK, there's he's most likely going to get it. And it's the same with AJ Brown. not necessarily just a possession wide receiver, but he's a physical. He'll go up and make that catch. Whether he does get the yak or not, he's more than likely to go up, what I'm saying, to get that catch. So you have to fight him for it. So hopefully we'll kind of learn our lesson with that and maybe see if I didn't get a chance to go back and look at the previous Philly game to see how we played, to kind of remind myself how we played AJ Brown in that previous game. But, I think we kind of take, what we saw, against the Seahawks. I think if we maybe, consider putting Gilmore and AJ Brown, because they do have similar play styles, and we know that Devontae Smith, I'll say he can get lost in the mix, but every now and then, just from what I've seen in previous games, it seems like that they kind of forget that Devontae Smith is out there, so all of a sudden you'll see him wide open on the play, and then he'll make a big play downfield, and maybe two to three plays later, you'll see Devontae Smith score a touchdown. And that kind of happened against us, and that actually happened in this past game when Philly played this past week. I think they played off my head right now, but I think so. I think there's some lessons that we can learn, playing the Seahawks, seeing how they have a strong wide receiver core, and Philly does as well. I don't know if they have that strong number 3 like Seattle has, but they're trying to get the tight ends to come along. But they do have the kids. I think the kids did score a touchdown in this past week, so we do have to watch out for him. So they do have, of course we already know that they do have weapons over there, but I think that's playing Seattle and just playing the kind of game that they did play, I think will, prepare us not just for games down the stretch, but really even just for Philly. We do have, a little, extra time. We do have 10 days to prepare for them. So I think they have a little bit extra time to look at the film, to be able to look at this particular wide receiver core, and to be able to take a lot of these lessons that that they did get burned on, and it's to take it, really take it, take it to the game. Mike C says everyone thought Bland is Diggs and could shut down DK, and he says, "LOL, relax. He's gross, but he's still not good." Yeah, and I agree. Like, and I agree, and I thought that was crazy when people start, I mean, not all fans. Some people start coming out saying whether Bland is better than Diggs. So he have to remember he's still in his second year. He's still learning. He's just he just happened to be catching fire. At the right time. So I think that's important to remember. So yeah, like I mentioned, like my takeaways. My main focus from this game that I can look at and see that we could take some of these lessons. Like Jake Ferguson turned up. I love how he showed out against Seattle. Saw the attitude he brought. In Jamal Adams' space. Getting in Quandre Diggs' space after the first down. Like we just saw, just a lot more like physicality. Just seeing how the attitude, and not just starting from Ferguson, but really throughout the whole team. We saw, kind of Curse going back and forth. We saw Biada step up when they were going after Ferguson. We just saw everyone kind of chip in, even like I mentioned earlier, Dak flexing. On Witherspoon when he made that first down. Like just seeing everyone, I just love seeing the confidence of guys every game. Like that's really what I'm getting from. Like the confidence level is different. Mike C says, Mickey, who's your favorite Cowboys content creator? I'm not gonna say I have a particular favorite. I have a lot of favorites, if you will, but for different reasons. Like I love Rome because he keeps it real, and I kind of listen to him like on my way to work, after a win, or even after a loss, because he kind of does, he does late night kind of like night videos. I kind of catch up, on my way to work at work, while I'm like at work casing or things like that. When I do have downtime at work, but I love Big Game James. He keeps it real well. I love his show. If you guys check out Ferguson, they have a great show. They keep it real, like very real. He's one of my favorites as well. But I love Boston Cowboys. Always been like a favorite of mine. That's really kind of where I started out. Raw Nation. He has a great show as well. So, I have a lot of favorites, but different reasons. Like or like if I need a quick video for that, I'll go to one of the game, or if I do have time to listen to longer videos, I'll go to watch as well. More time. Like I said, my days are working getting longer, so I have more time to catch up. So yeah, definitely. I definitely have a lot of different favorites, just for, like I said, different moves. Yeah, definitely Landlord. Yeah, I love Landlord. I love their Cowboys Uncut over there. Landlord, Henny, and West Coast. They have a great show as well. Yeah, so I'm actually going to get out of here soon, guys. I don't mean to kind of get out here because I have an appointment to get to actually as well. So, like I said, these are just my takeaways from the game. And I love how these guys. Like I said, I just think the offense, just really stepped up to another level, and it makes a difference that we have playmakers on our team as well this year. Not just having CD and back then, we had Gallup. You know what I'm saying? And we didn't really have, as we already know, the roster we have now. So being able, number one, to be able to have an offensive team that fits the playmakers that we have, and also the fact that Mike McCarthy is choosing to play to the strength. And we see TP coming, kind of going back to what he was, in the previous year. Picking up those yak yards, finding those holes, behind Tyler Smith, behind Terrence Steele. He's kind of getting back into his form. You know what I'm saying? So it's good to see his legs coming back, because we know, what he can bring to our run game. So yeah, like I said, defense. Another thing, I know we talk about it every week, but penalties, they're really just getting out of control. There's some games that, like the past couple weeks, 6 or 7 penalties. We can deal with that where they don't have that much of an impact on the game. And we're definitely lucky that, like I said, Seattle had the same amount of penalties that we did. But we definitely have to clean up our act ASAP. The guys can't be so anxious, to make plays or trying to beat the guy across from you. He has to be able to line up to know that we also have to make sound disciplined football, because we know that got us in trouble, in the playoff game against San Fran a couple years ago. And even just last year, we definitely got better as far as the playoff game last year, as far as penalties. But that's still obviously, a problem that's still bringing. So just, not huge mistakes, but and there's definitely things that we still have to clean up going into the game. So, that was pretty much my show. Thanks for jumping in. Thank you, Stephen White. I appreciate that. Like I said, thanks for jumping in my show. I don't mean to get out too quick, guys, but I'm gonna try to come back tomorrow or Tuesday. With the show. Hopefully we're gonna see how. Hopefully the 49ers beat Philly, and hopefully so we'll be able to see the kind of stakes are going to be coming with the next game with the Cowboys playing Philly. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the day. Enjoy the rest of the game coming on today. If you guys follow me on Twitter /X at Cravin Cowboys, every week where I give like game reactions, or if you're not following, really just the game is throughout the day. Make sure you guys also follow me on my other platforms. Instagram, I just got my Facebook going. At Cravin Cowboys on all platforms. Of course, if you guys aren't subbed so far, make sure you guys hit the sub button. Philly coming through. What's up, fam? It's been a minute since I've seen you, fam. Like I said, it's my everyday time slot, but I'm liking the seeing here, so I might have to, consider, changing, kind of doing a morning show. For football actually. So I'm going to be up early today because I got an appointment to get to. But I love everybody coming in, coming through the building. Guys, make sure you guys hit the replay button, or make sure you guys, like I said, make sure you guys hit the like button, the share button. Thank you guys so much for your time. I'll check you guys later. Make sure you guys have a good rest of the day. Dress warm. Make sure you guys wear your hat, your gloves. Keep your keep your supplies on you. It's cold out there. Make sure you guys always stay prepared. And hope you guys have a great rest of the day. Have a good day.